Hello and welcome to Tonalist Paintings by M. Francis McCarthy. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy, and the painting we're doing today is called Coming Out of the Glade, and this is a painting I did about a year ago, and on Wednesday, I should say actually this is December 5th, 2015, and we did a study for this. We discussed the study for this painting on Wednesday, a few days ago. This is Saturday today, and as promised, we're getting into my finished painting. Now, this is an 8 by 10, and the study was 5 by 7, and it would really seem that's not such a great jump up in size, but you'd be surprised how much more time and effort goes into the way that I approach my 8 by 10s than the studies. The studies, frankly, are a lot more immediate, and in a lot of ways they're more fun for me because I use a brush that's a little bit large and on the studies, and really I just focus on laying in the right color, and it's just fun, not that painting the larger versions isn't fun, but I still I think I apply a lot more diligence to them, and a lot more. It is the the finished painting, so it's informed by this study, but I'm also trying to take it further, and I'm also presenting something that's finished. So they're meant to be appreciated each on their own level, and I will say I end up putting a lot more time into the larger pieces, and the larger it gets, of course, the longer it takes. But now this painting we're doing today is sped up about 8 times, actually maybe 9 times faster than I painted it in real life. And that's one way you can see the studies. Both videos are going to be around 8 minutes, but I believe the study was only sped up by about 4 times. Anyway, I did some nice work in the studio today. I was working on a little vertical painting. I don't recall the title of it. I think this is one of the rare occasions where my friend Joe had helped me title some pieces prior to me doing the photography. But it went pretty well, and was laying on the paint pretty thick, and sometimes it's fun to do, in fact, you get some really nice textures that way. And I did a blog post in our 100 Days of Tonalism series where I was talking about scraping down those peaks and the ridges, and boy, you've got to be careful, because I was doing that to another painting today. Actually, I do remember the name of that, and that was called Farm Road, and that's a 12 by 12 up. It worked on a couple days ago, and when these paintings get dry for a few days, I scrape them down, and then I give them a good coat of liquid before I go in with my next painting stage. I like to, well, basically, it sits there for a while waiting for its next stage, since I've been doing actually 18 now subjects at a go, where I'm working through the studies for each, and then the drawings for each, and then the first color for each, and the second color for each. And on these larger versions, I'll often do a third color pass if I deem it's necessary, and usually it is. There's not a lot that I want to do at that third color stage, but the advantage of working this way, I think, is that I have a good period of time to really sit and look at the work. And it's not like I spend hours in the studio focusing or concentrating on paintings I've done recently, but I do spend some time every day, and I'm taking mental notes, and I'm appraising things and living with the painting, basically. And like just today, there was a study I was looking at I'd done, and I had in the study what I would call an inverted V, or just actually a regular V shape in some background foliage, and this is not a good thing because it creates an unconscious arrow. In fact, you can see in the painting we're doing today, it would have been pretty easy to have a V in this painting if I didn't have that tree in the far distance that was breaking up that sharp point. And these are just some of the things you learn as you go along, and some of the things, getting back to my initial point, that you notice if you're sitting there and living with the painting. And it's not like I take notes. I mean, I have done that at times in the past, but mostly once I notice something needs to be addressed in a painting, I won't forget. And when I do, actually that was the first color pass of a study. I've been doing 2 color passes on my studies as well, although that second color pass a lot of times is just basically doing a little glazing and a little touch up here and there. I don't really spend a lot of time polishing up those studies. Sorry for that in and out black thing. That's something I've been dealing with some of my videos, where I've been getting these little the software that was came with my Handycam, which I had filmed this with. When I put in Windows 10, it started producing abbreviated videos, and when I put them together in my editor, unless I overlap them, I would get this black thing. But we've been working on that. That's all fixed now. Anyway, so I'm doing these 14 to 18 paintings, and today I'm scraping one down, and unfortunately I scraped a little too industriously, and I'm down to the board, so I had to do a little bit of a fix-it job on that, and let that dry before I go in with the coat of liquid. Now, one of the main reasons I like to go in with the coating of liquid is just, first of all, it helps me build up a really tough paint finish. By the time I'm at the end of all my stages of the painting, it'll be on there good and thick. And the main reason is that you get this sort of matte areas with oil paint, and then areas that are more glossy, and a good coat of liquid evens all that out. Now, word to the wise for those of you that are just starting painting, this is not a technique that a lot of painters advise, although my feeling is that it ultimately creates a very tough paint film. However, it is good to apply a coat of varnish, either if you buy a painting or at the time a painting's sold, if it's sold locally. I will often offer to do a coat of varnish for the people that are purchasing a work, which, the advantage of that is, especially if you don't work with varnish as a part of your process, is that at some point in the future a restorer could easily remove that layer of varnish and clean the painting that way. Anyway, thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next week with a new motif, a new study, and a new larger painting. If you'd like to see more of my work, you can go to landscapepainter.co.nz and check out a bunch of my stuff there. And like I said, we'll see you next week. Take good care and stay out of trouble.